Day 17 reps to Rona. I've been doing a little bit of hopping, a little bit of jumping and driving. This is how you can get warm. You know, one of the best, or get ready, you know, one of the best ways if you're feeling a bit lethargic, which I was before this, because I'd done some computer work and done whatever, and I was like, overthinking it. I was thinking, what could I do for today's session? I was overthinking it. Then I realized animals act their way out of things. If we go back to our roots, what we really are, animals, right? We're much smarter doing things than we are thinking about things. So that's the theme for today. Thinking versus acting. So instead of just thinking about it, I just decided to act. First thought, best thought. There's a Buddhist prophecy there, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. But today we have an upper body themed session. We're going to start with a Pike Push-Up. If you can't do the Pike Push-Up, I'll show you what that is. You can do just regular push-ups. Then we're going to do walk-backs with our hands, shoulder taps, diamond push-ups, and we're going to finish with some Superman W's to hit the back. So that way we'll get the shoulders, we'll get the chest, we'll get the triceps, and we'll get the back. Now, of course, we're missing out on some pulling exercises, but since we're, like, for example, doing a pull-up or something like that, but since we're only using our body weights and the space on the floor and gravity, we're taking advantage and making the most of the situation. But let's get started. 10 minutes on the clock, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I'm going to turn this up. The first one is Pike Push-Up. So start your body in a V, and we're just going to go down, put our heads towards our hands, and push back up. That's it. Down. So this is more of a shoulder exercise than a regular push-up. That's it. So we've been doing heaps of push-ups lately, so we're changing them up. Remember, if you can't do this one, you can do regular push-ups instead.
Rest.
So the Pike Push-Up, the more vertical you get, the more we're working towards being able to do something like a full-blown handstand push-up. Now, I can't do handstand push-ups very well, or even do them at all. So that's something I'd like to work towards. So that's why we're starting with something like a Pike Push-Up. And if you can't do a Pike Push-Up, your progression would be a normal push-up first until you can do comfortably 10, and then go into Pike Push-Up.
Exercise.
Now we have walk backs. So with our hands, we're going to walk back forward as far out as we can go, and then pushing back, only moving our arms back up to the top. So all the way out, and then walking back. Now again, this is a progression towards I would like to eventually be able to do, I'd like to walk on my hands.
Rest.
So this is like a level 1 maneuver to begin doing that. So the Pike Push-Up, strengthening the shoulders. You can also do handstand against the wall. Maybe that's something we'll incorporate in a future video. And this one is walking forward and pushing back up. So getting stronger, being on our hands and pushing back up. So now we have shoulder taps. So let's come down to the ground.
Exercise.
We're going to hold this. Hold the core nice and tight. One arm up, tap with the opposite hand. That's it. Tap. Tap. We're going nice and slow. You can go as fast as you want, but I'm going nice and slow and just trying to control the movement. Trying to really feel it. Making sure when I swap arms, I'm putting all the weight I can into the one that's on the ground.
Rest.
At the same time, always sucking the belly button into the spine. So that's keeping that core nice and tight. See, I feel better already. As soon as you start acting, as soon as you start moving, you feel like you get lost in thought, right? I don't know if you're like me, but I get lost. You think too much. You just have all these thoughts going around and you end up being a donkey. I said this in one of my previous videos. If you have too much going on, you choose nothing.
Exercise.
Now we have some diamond push-ups. So hands in a diamond, like Illuminati or the pyramids, or shine bright like a diamond. Come down, and we're going up. That's it. This is also known as close grip push-ups. Keep it up. That's it. Nice. He's gonna try and hit your arms,
Rest.
your triceps a little bit more than a regular push-up. We'll do 2 more because we started a little late. That feels amazing. I need to open this blind, get a little bit more light in here. Oh, get a little bit of nature's disinfectant. We have Superman W's. Now this is what we're going to use to hit the back without a pull-up bar or something to pull onto. This is probably one of the best exercises that you can do to work your back. So if you just had your body weight and gravity, this is what you can do. So come back, lying flat, hands in a W shape, and then squeeze that back. So what I'm trying to do is pinch my shoulders together at the back. That's it. Pretending my elbows are on little puppet strings.
Rest.
And someone on the roof, squeeze one more. Someone on the roof is controlling my elbows. So there's 2 little strings attached. Just pretend you're lying on the ground. And then someone is pulling those elbow strings back like that. Very, very, very nice. Now we're back to the pike push-up. Remember, if you can't do pike push-ups, do regular push-ups. If you're God tier,
Exercise.
do handstand push-ups. So pike push-up, that's it. Body in a V shape. Head between the hands. Come down. That's it. Keep those elbows tucked. Oh yeah, this one, I like this one a lot.
Rest.
How good is that? Oh, it's getting a little warm in this room. Need a little bit of ventilation. Maybe open one of these windows. Let some air in. Listen to nature. How good. What have you been up to? Been doing lots of moving? You know, they were saying in Australia on the news that this lockdown might go on for 18 months. You know, I'm pretty optimistic. I don't think it'll be that long.
Exercise.
So now we have some walk backs. So let's go walk out and then walk back up. That's it. Out. Very nice. Keep it up. Nice and slow. Hold it out here.
Rest.
Now push it back up. B-E-A. Beautiful. You know, how many times have you been stuck? You know, going back to that donkey point, right? Is that you have too many options. Having too many thoughts, having too many ideas leads to having none. Because you're constantly in the process of going, should I do that? Or should I do that? Now, we have diamond push-ups. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because procrastination, this is 2 ways of looking at the same problem, right? 2 movies playing on the same screen. Procrastination between multiple options, we said this before, can be a sign that neither option, if you can't decide, there's a saying, if you can't decide on something, the answer's no.
Rest.
Oh yes, they are hard. Well, especially after what we've been doing. I think doing a lot of upper body sort of exercise yesterday afternoon, along with reps for Rona during the day, I did another 24-minute session, which was 1 minute on 12 different exercises twice. So that was pretty intense. So I think tomorrow will be a little bit of a lower body focus. And remember, if you're following along day to day, we have Superman W's. If you're following along with this day to day, or whenever you're watching this in your own movement practice, never be afraid to have a rest day. It's so important. So yesterday I did 2 workouts today. This will probably be my only one because I'm listening to my body. That's it.
Rest.
You know, and guess what? Oh, what did we miss out on? Shoulder taps. Why didn't you tell me? No, I'm kidding. We'll finish off with shoulder taps. But this is a great time, right? While you're training, while you're spending a lot of time indoors, while you're in self-isolation. If you're watching this in the future, it's also another great time. Just a reminder to listen to your body, to listen to your soul. What is it saying? Come down. How can you act accordingly? If you need to take a rest, take a rest. You know, I read somewhere as well that we're the only animal that purposely sacrifices sleep. Did you know that?
Rest.
Oh yes. Look at that. 10 30-second rounds. And we are finished. Let's put that timer.
Pause.
Wonderful. And so I read in a great book by Matthew Walker, who's a sleep researcher, in the book Why We Sleep. Pick it up if you want, because for me, I've studied nutrition, so I used to think food was the number one thing for health, and now I've kind of flipped that. I now think sleep is probably number one, food second, movement third. If you were to add some sort of hierarchy, of course, they're all important. They all sort of can't be taken away without each other. But if I had to add some order, I would say sleep is number one. You know, for some strange reason, we're the only animal that sacrifices sleep on purpose. You notice any other species, they sleep when they need to sleep. So that's a really important point, and a sort of a great way to wrap this video up is that you might think, for example, that you're like, oh, I might need to get more sleep this week, or I'm feeling really tired, maybe I should get more sleep. And you'll spend exorbitant amount of time thinking about that. But the benefits will only come when you act on it and actually get more sleep. Something as simple as that. I mean, when I was young, I used to just sacrifice sleep, and I knew that I was tired. And I used to replace the lack of sleep with things like caffeine and whatever. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I knew I needed more sleep, yet I didn't act on it. So, thinking or acting, remember you're a lot smarter when you're doing than you are thinking. But that was today's Reps to Rona session. Nice and quick 10 minutes, upper body focus. If you want to level up, you can do that twice. If you need a rest day, no worries at all. We'll see you tomorrow. Probably get a little bit of lower body focus in, and then we'll do core. We'll loop it back through, the entire body done. Stay safe.